Hello, people. I was driving home. I thought today, was a nice day, but I was driving home and I seen this sleazebag Stax, the one that can't fight. He's doing a show with Josie, and they're putting up this stuff with my name, supposedly in an account with children. First of all, it is a crime to call someone a child molester. So both of you's got to know that. So you have taken this to a whole different level. The level you've taken it to. Here's my challenge. Anybody that knows me as a human being knows that this is something that I would never do. The fact that I have to stand here and explain myself because of a sleazeball named Stax, putting up something about child porn. Stax, why did you take the video down that you and Josie did? Why is that down? I was going to show that on here, on my show here. I was going to show what you put up with children. See, people, this is what they've been doing for the longest time. This is what they want to do. They will do anything to get me out of the way. And people say, "Oh, Lee, you're imagining." Think about who was in the room for that when Stax the sleazebag was showing that. Think about who was there. Angel was there. Damien, the tough guy, was there. Stax was there. Josie was there. I don't know who else was in that chat room or watching that show. But here's something that you got to know. As soon as this call ends, I'm calling the police department. I'm going to have them come over. I'm going to get a hold of YouTube, and I'm going to file charges against you for putting up false claims like that. Anybody could put something in a chat room with children. I'm a grandfather and I'm a father. And Stax, why aren't you allowed to see your daughter? See, there's evidence on that, Stax. There's no evidence. Anybody could pull my name up and you would never see anything about child molestation. And as people know, Josie's been doing this to me forever. A new beginning. Thank you. I appreciate that. I could use that video because I'm going to, as soon as I get off here, I'm going to call the police department. Because this isn't, dude, Stax, I ain't playing with you no more, dude. You want my attention? Here's where you fucked up, Stax. My whole family lives in your area. And they're furious. So your little sleazebag ass, I'll be seeing you, dude. I swear on anything, I'll be seeing you. You're a dirtbag. You're the bottom of the barrel sleazebag. And Josie, what the hell is your problem? I don't know, but you're a nut. Can you guys take my show out legally? Can you take my viewers away legally? Is there something you could do to stop me from my show from growing? And it's slowly growing. There's nothing you could do. So this is like the bottom of the barrel. I was saying to myself, you did everything now. You called me a kidnapper. You've done everything. But Stax, child molestation, you should know better than to call anybody a child molester. But see, now this becomes legal. Because what you did is a crime. You cannot accuse somebody of being a child molester if it's a lie. You cannot put up sites and claim something. Because you know why? They got IPs. These IPs can trace anything. They could trace where these accounts are coming from. And you can try to erase that video you made, but it isn't going to be good enough to erase it because those IPs will be tracked down. So this is where you're going with this. So your channel is substituted for with no subs, Lee, something is off. Really? Your channel is... That's like accusing somebody of a cross-dresser because you have girlfriends of your wife's clothes or whatever. Listen, I wasn't even planning on coming. I did a video this morning, which was a pretty solid video on this whole thing going on with John Panisi. But now that we're into the level of calling people child molesters, everything changes. You know, the first thing you could do when you call someone a child molester, it's against the law. Here's my challenge to you. It is against the law to go into sites with children. So call the police on me. Show them my site. Show them that I've been in there and I've been looking at children. You can't do it. You know why? Because your IPs will come up. Josie, your IP will come up. Stax, you're too stupid. It doesn't matter. I don't even know who you are. You should prove that you did not do the crime and put this to rest. No, there's nothing to prove. There is no crime. There is no crime. It's obvious. Any troll could tell you how easy that this is to do. Any troll can tell you how easy this is to do. You could just take a name from somebody and you could put it in there. Check my Google account when you see your account, sub to those channels. You check your Google account, you can see. I'll do that, but does anybody think I'm stupid enough to go onto a site like that on my own account? Be real. What human being would be that stupid? Scott, of course nobody would believe it, but the problem is that there are people that believe that because they're dumb. They're like at the same level as Stax. I will deal with Stax. Stax is easy to deal with. But the fact of the matter is, when you start throwing around the word child molester, it's very powerful. You know, especially when you do it to a man whose children mean everything to him and whose grandchildren mean everything to him. Is this where we've come? And you know what this is all based on? And this is what they were talking on in the beginning. The fact that Angel Gotti ratted out Gene Barillo. Angel Gotti, think about it. She was there. Just think about who was in the chat room when this went on. If you people remember when they doxed me, they all got together to watch the show that day, but they fucked up. They made a mistake. Same thing. This is it. But what they do is they go to the lowest form of life to do this. And there's no, on all these channels, there's no life, there's nobody lower than Stax. Stax is absolute white trash. And that's what he is. Stax is the type of guy that gave his friends phone numbers to women, and these guys attacked, harassed this poor woman. Because Stax, the woman rejected Stax, so Stax gave out. Stax is not allowed near his daughter. He has an actual order of protection against his child in Connecticut. Stax, I know you're watching this right now, Stax. Why don't you tell us what that order of protection for and why you're not allowed near your daughter? You know, you want to play dirty? We'll play dirty. Here's the difference, Stax. There's nothing in my criminal past that would even hint that I have ever done anything with children. There is stuff in your criminal past. So when you play this dirty, I am the most evil motherfucker you'll ever get to know, Stax. And if I find out whoever's been siding with you, they're going to learn how evil I am too. I will accept anything. I don't give a shit if you call me a kidnapper. I don't give a shit if you bring up my record. But once you start talking about child molestation, everything changes. Everything. It's like we come to a whole new thing. But here's where you messed up. It is a crime to accuse someone of being a child molester publicly. It's a crime. And you know what happens? You just happen to be in the perfect state, Connecticut. Just the perfect state. And I'm in the perfect state. As soon as I end the show here, I will be calling the state police here. and I will be showing them the show. If you could send that to me, I would really appreciate it, by the way. I will need that for evidence. I will be showing them the show that you put up and the claims that you made. And we'll get to the bottom about who got in my Google, if anybody did get in, which I doubt it. We'll find out. And dude, you don't know what a bad mistake you made. And your channel is going to get shut down. I'll guarantee you that, because you cannot put up child porn. You cannot accuse somebody of child porn on YouTube, you idiot. You just can't. So you're all butthurt because I showed a video of you getting beat up. Is that what it is, Staxx? Don't get mad at me. Get mad at the fact that you can't fight. This is what this is all about, Staxx. You doxed me 3 weeks ago with the other sleaze bags, and now you're calling me a child molester. And you sit there smiling and smirking, thinking that I'm going to allow you to get away with this. I am not going to allow you to get away with this. That I can guarantee you, Staxx. You live in Connecticut, Staxx. Stupid, stupid, stupid Staxx. I don't know who you are, so I'm not going to even talk to you. What should somehow show and prove that you did a crime and put this to rest? Video is up, Lee. I'll send you the link. FBS was there too. Fat Bald Sicilian was there too. Oh, does that surprise you? Does that surprise you? Fat Bald Sicilian. He never, all of a sudden he's there. You know what? You guys cannot take my show out on your own. So you're going to go to these low standards. I have junkies that rip people off and brag about dealing crack on a street corner coming after me. I have another junkie who's still a junkie, Staxx, coming after me. Then Josie, who the hell is Josie? Nobody knows her name. That's not her name. Why is Josie here? Okay, your channel is subs to those channels. Like, check it out. Someone has been logged into your Google. Is it my regular Google account? Not suggesting that you should do, but maybe what you should think about you're going to do and decide you're not. There's nothing in the world worse you could do than to call someone a child molester. Nothing. A child molester and a rapist. Those are the two worst things you could say to a human being. Your channel is subbed? Okay. Well, I'm going to check that, but right now I'm on here. See, what is this? See, what is this? This person has never been in here before. So it's obvious that that's why they're coming in. Yes, what it is, but it looks like at Google, it will show when he's channel subbed and what location. Exactly. And that's what, I'm not changing anything. I am going to save that account because whoever did this is going to be in trouble. They don't realize it. Anything on the internet can be tracked down. Anything. Oh, you're absolutely right, Scott. You're absolutely right. Let me leave it at that. New Beginning. He's definitely confused. Listen, they already said that to me, New Beginnings. I don't even know who Luke is. That's a great question, Don. He didn't get tricked. He's been looking to do this forever, Derek. He didn't get tricked. He's behind it. He is behind it. I'm not changing anything on my, I'm going to leave whatever I have there right now because that's what I'm going to do. Because as soon as I leave here, I'm actually calling the police, having them come over, showing them everything. And that's that. You know, sometimes you have to take things legal when they get dirty like this. And this is real dirty. Listen, there's nothing I can do from where it's getting worse. As a human being, I know what type of human being I am. Maximilian, that's what they're going to do. They're going to do anything. They want to get me to walk over my channel. That's what they got. Because none of them have the balls to do any type of thing good. You know, you got FBS kissing Gotti's ass and doing everything she says. And you got Jimmy Calandra, who's a snitch. And then you got FBS talking about, you know, I'm all against the snitch. But yet, he hangs out with one. It's all bullshit. This whole entire thing is bullshit. You guys are being hustled and you guys are being conned by these people. I know they're trying to set Lee up, but I just can't find no pages about what they did. Well, what do they take the video down? They're so confident about the video, they should have left it up. If you guys are calling someone a child molester, Stax, have the balls to keep that page up. Everybody should be able to see that page in your evidence. If you took that page down, it looks awful suspicious. Why are you taking that page down? I know exactly. I believe Stax and Josie went live and showed pics of Lee being subscribed to young children accounts. No clue what's going on. What's going on is some really sick shit. That's what's going on. I wouldn't be here if that shit was true. Right now, they're happy. This is what they wanted. You know, they want to plant the seed of doubt. But, you know, if you run my name, you will not see me under any type of system, nothing, because it's bullshit. But if you ran Stax's name, that's a different story. And Stax, I will be letting people know what your past is now, motherfucker. Hey, Emmanuel, hey, listen, fuck you, dude. Okay, that's what I have to say to you, dude. You're part of this. You've been over. The only time you ever come into this channel is when you got something wise to say. That's it. I just love genre. The only ones that will survive are the ones that ignore the nonsense and stay on topic. We tune in. Yeah, you're right. But you know, the easy way is just to shut my station down and just walk away. My channel, just walk away. That would be the easiest thing for me to do. But that's what they want. I could very easily just shut this down and walk away. Dude, I don't even know who you are. When I know who you are, I've never seen you before. It is a horrible accusation to put against anyone. It's the worst to do. Josie, shame on you. Stax, shame on you. Now, Stax, I'm going to pick it up 10 times on you, dude. 10 times what I've been to you. This is nothing. I might shut down my channel and deal with you. And look right into my eyes, motherfucker. You went below the belt. And you are the worst sleaze in the world. You've harassed women. You're not allowed now near your wife for domestic battery. You're not allowed near your child. A matter of fact, last time I told you you weren't allowed near your child, you said that you would show up with her and show us. Well, where's the picture of you with your child? What would your ex-wife say about you? You see, this is how dirty this can get, Staxx. And there's nobody that's going to be, if you think I'm going to accept a child molestation accusation, you're wrong. Yep, Master, that's exactly what it is. And I know which troll's behind this. See, people think that I know these trolls that are attacking FBS. The trolls are playing games with all of us. They've always played games with all of us. That's what they are. They're trolls. They will do anything. Because I've never had beef toward you. I agree that this took, well, there's no doubt what Josie's been doing for the longest time, people. Josie's a sick woman. Josie is a mentally ill woman. There's no doubt. If you look at anything she's made, every video she's made in the last 3 months has been on me. Every one. Is that normal? Every one that she does. Stop it. I got my dogs. Okay. Staxx did 6 years. Staxx a punk. Staxx was a bitch and in protective custody in prison. That's who Staxx was. Oh, yeah, Chad, you get the popcorn ready. Because they have no idea. See, here's what they think. They think that I'm going to be embarrassed. And they think I'm going to go away. No. What I'm going to do is, gloves are off. Anybody, and this is a warning to anybody, anyone with these other channels, including the fucking Gottis. The gloves are off, people. How dirty this gets now is up to each one of you. It's up to each one of you. If you people know me and know who I am and where I came from, you wouldn't be fucking with me. But unfortunately, you don't know. No, luckily, I'm in a time of my life where I'm not wanted by the law, and I've been a good boy. So it's open season. Josie's mentally ill, Tony. Josie is a mentally ill woman. That's what she is. For anybody to go on someone else's channel and present that without even having, just say a troll set it up and put it in there. The first thing they should have done is check to see if I was, you could easily find out whether a person is under a child sex crimes. You can easily find that out from anybody. But Staxx is going to lose his channel because he presented child porn and he accused somebody of child porn. So he's going to be taken down. Staxx, your YouTube career is over. That's what it is. Your YouTube career is over, amongst other things. Let's leave it at that. I only trust objective, fair-minded individuals, people who have not real personal, not people that are willing to ignore what's not right. People who agree nonsense is proof. I just never trust. No beginning for unemployment. I guess that he only talks to those who apparently knows. Laugh out loud. New sub just trying to explain what they are showing. Okay, here's what it is. Here's what it is. Okay, I get it now. Here's what it is. If somebody does something like that on the internet, that's illegal. Okay. But see, anything like that can be proven by IPs, where it's coming from and everything. You know, it has to be coming from the area that I live, but it's not. So if anybody subscribed to that, it's obvious. Trolls are very smart. They know how to hack. It's obvious. So I'm going to go check that. But the fact of the matter is, nobody's going to be say that it came from my computer from where I live. That's it. It's that simple. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about the law part. The law part is the part you worry about if you break the law. And if you go on to child sites like that, you're breaking the law. So I'm not worried about that. And you got to remember, anytime anything bad happens in the mafia genre, they put the sleaziest dirtbag behind it, Staxx. Do you remember when 3 weeks ago they doxed me and my number? I got hundreds and hundreds of calls from people that are on his channel, the lowest of the lowest, because those are the people that listen to Staxx. Staxx presents Anthony Raimondi, who has been proven to be stolen valor. It's been proven. I proved it on my channel with the Guardians of the Green Beret. They came out and they said that this guy was stolen valor. Staxx is so slimy that for hits, he kept bringing this guy back on. Because he always, you know, with Raimondi, for some reason, there's morons out there that actually think he's real. So he keeps bringing them back, even though he knows it's stolen valor. That's what type of individual and human being Staxx is. Staxx is the type of human being that beat the shit out of his wife. That's who Staxx is. If anybody goes and checks my criminal record and my past, you will never see anything about hurting a child, no domestic abuse. You wouldn't see anything like that. But if you look at Staxx and why there's an order of protection against them, and then we have had a woman on here who likes Staxx. So Staxx conned her and they started talking. The woman rejected it, and I got evidence of this. The woman rejected Staxx. So you know what Staxx did to get even with this woman? He got a hold of this guy, Tim Reed, that comes on here. He probably changes, but his name's Tim Reed. I know his regular name, his real name. So he basically gave this woman's number to this Tim Reed. And Tim Reed went after this woman and terrorized her. And this woman was a single woman with an 8-year-old child. Terrified her. This is what type of person Staxx is. That's it. That's who he is. And, you know, we can go on and on and on. You know, everybody here has a past, but the people that are on these shows talking about their pasts are so bad that we listen to them and we have no idea how bad these people really are. But see, here's what's happened today. The gloves are off. So now it's up to these people to decide where they want to end up in this. But once you do this, and Angel Gotti, you should be ashamed of yourself, Angel. You ratted out Gene Barillo. And you talk about people that ratted out. You talk about Sammy Gavano ratting out your father. And you are ratting out Gene Barillo. That's what you're doing. You and Casparosa. You literally went and ratted him out. And you got nerve as Gottis to talk about ratting. And I know that you guys were over there watching this, getting a good laugh out of it. What do you think your father would do, Angel, if he seen that you were in all these chat rooms all the time, arguing with people? And then you got that idiot Damien. Damien that threatens to beat people up continuously. Oh, I'm going to beat you. He argues with everybody in every chat room, threatening to people up. Damien, who sent a picture of my house to me on my phone and threatened me. This is the type of people these people are. You know, this is the mob genre with wannabe gangsters. Angel Gotti could never be a gangster. Her father was. They don't even change their last name. Why don't they want to change their last name? Because then they have nothing. They have nothing. That's why they don't want to change the last name. You guys are, I dealt with Angel Gotti. You got to remember, when I first came in here, I dealt with Angel Gotti. And she tried to tell me to run my channel. And then her and I went this way and that way. That's Angel Gotti. See, if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out fighting people. You guys have chose to make this super ugly. Every one of you. You could do anything to me, but once people without children, these other people without children, they don't have their children living with them because they were sucky parents. Those people right there. And you know who I'm talking about? Are they dealt drugs on street corners to kids? Those kind of people? I'm not one of those people. So since I've been here, I've been called a kidnapper. I've been called a drug addict, that I'm addicted to pills. I've been told that I live in public housing. So people, if you do live in public housing, they make fun of you. But, it's not true, but that's what they say. So all the accusations, they're continuous. They don't stop. That's what these people are doing. They do not stop. This is every day. It's like a group of people. Then you got Jimmy Calandra. Jimmy Calandra rats out Spiro. And then you got people going after rats. But yet they're friends with Jimmy Calandra. Does it make any sense? I mean, this whole thing is so weird. You have rats with channels. It's like everybody's a big joke. It's a big joke. And the people that actually don't have rat passes are the ones that they want to get out of the way. You will never see anything about a rat. I've done plenty of time, people. I don't talk about how much time I've done because that's very personal. But I've done my time in life. I've been in prison in a few states. That's just it. But one thing you'll never find out about me or a guy like Gunner? You'll never find out that we ratted. We did our time like men. But these other people, that's what they are. They're all a bunch of rats. Or they get together and stuff. Can you imagine Angel Gotti? She talks to us about how great her father is, and she's going, because Gene Barillo called her fat, she goes to his parole officer and files a complaint because he called her fat. That's a rat. That is what a rat is. It was a scumbag move, and Staxx has no credibility. Look who he gives a platform to. That's it, Pete. He gives a platform to a stolen valor guy. That's who he gives a platform. And I'm going to take a shot. I'm going to get hit hard on this. I'm going to get hit hard on these accusations. There's no doubt. But you know what? When I get off here, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this to the legal max for what they did. And Josie, we don't know who Josie is. Josie doesn't have enough guts to say who she is. We know who Staxx is. He's a lowlife that lives in Connecticut. I know everything about Staxx. He was easy to find things out. My whole family lives in New York. So that's not a problem. Yes, I'm a New Yorker. I got a bunch of brothers that live in New York, Staxx. A bunch of brothers that love me very much, Staxx. Anthony Ramondi, Staxx clicked on a channel Lee is sub to and showed little girls. Children had clothes on, but Staxx said Lee watched kiddie porn. Yep. The kids had clothes on, but I don't do that. I don't even look at little kids. There's things. I'm the type of guy that won't even go in a room alone with a woman because of the way the climate is nowadays. I talk to a woman outside because you never know when you can get in trouble. And I could proudly say you could look at my record. You will never see. I made one mistake in my life, and that's because I didn't let a woman out of a car, but I was being chased by bounty hunters and cops. And then I let her out. And if anybody doesn't believe that story, you can go pull the newspaper account up. But what did they do? They came at me and said I kidnapped her, even though the police dropped that charge. That's how low life these people are. And then you got a sleazebag like Stax, who spent the majority of his time in Stax, and you know this is true, protective custody. You were in protective custody, dude. You were known as a rat in the prison system. You used to rat people out in the prison. Lee, at least you don't buy rat merch like others do. Exactly. The only merch that I would tell anybody to buy would be Gunner's, because he's not a rat. Let's not forget that Mutt Jean ratted on her nephew, John. Yeah, he did. But what does that have to do with anything, Joe? He did rat on him without. But here's the difference. Jean will admit he's a rat. Angel won't admit she's a rat. Angel sent the police to Sonny's house. That is a true story. That's not a lie. Sonny said something to her she didn't like, so she called the police on him. And Sonny was at his house. That's what you're dealing with. Joe, you're absolutely right. Gene's a rat. There's no doubt about it. I'm not defending him. What he did to John Gotti, the kid that wound up in jail. But let's not remember, that kid burnt a car. He committed crimes and he paid a price. If you're a Gotti, do not commit crimes, because the government's going to come after you if you're a Gotti. They're going to come after you. I can talk shit because I'm proud of my life, been married to the same woman 19 years, and all three of my kids are from her. Callie G, I agree with you that. And all three of my kids love me very much. Do you know what it's like when you got sleazebags like this scumbag right here calling somebody putting up fake shit that I'm a child molester and doing a show on it? Who is that low? Who is that low? And then on top of that, you have all these clowns from all these other channels. They never watch Stax. Nobody watches Stax. So all of a sudden, they're all there watching the show. And 3 weeks ago, when they came at me and they doxed me and put my number out there, they were all in on it. Remember? They were all in on the show, but they fucked up. That's it. This is who they are. We're dealing with the sleaziest people going right here. There's nobody, all these people, dude, we have an MMA fighter running around, fighting with people in chat rooms, threatening to beat them up. This guy's the trained professional fighter. And he doesn't even know people make fun of him because he's always threatening to beat people up. What did you say to me? I will beat you up. Dude, you're a trained fighter. This is why you were never champion. This is why you never made the UFC, because you weren't disciplined. So you guys can all get together and do your shit, but you know what? One of me will take on every one of you guys together. Dudes, my uncle is a great man. He deals with a lot of stuff inside, but nothing that has to do with anybody else. Yes, our whole family lives in New York. Stax is disgusting. Thank you, Jules. He's disgusting. And this is how ugly it gets. This is what we're doing, people. And it's your job to be the smart ones, not to fall for this stuff. There's no reason to go to Stax's channel. He's a dirtbag. He's a sleazebag. He's a domestic batterer, a domestic abuser. That's what he is. You have women scared shit of this guy. He's an evil dude. He's a dirtbag, and he cannot even fight. He can't even defend himself. Let's remember that. Hey, Stax, this one's for you, Stax. Okay? I'm going to show this 10 times a day, Stack. Do know. Okay?
Respect me, dog. I'm for real.
You think karate Bruce Lee, nigga?
Get the fuck shit is crazy in the house.
I can't do it, yo. I can't do it.
Son.
Let your boy know who I am.
Why are you yelling? Go, nigga. Who are you talking to?
Oh my god.
Yo, wait for my bike. Wait for my bike. Grab it.
Yo, I swear to fuck.
Turn off?
This motherfucker ain't help me.
Big face, yo. How come he ain't help me earlier, yo? This motherfucker let the motherfucker jump on me, son? That's crazy. You got How come he ain't help me earlier, yo? This motherfucker let the motherfucker jump on me, son?
That's why Stax invents stuff, because he's ashamed of that video, and I showed that video. And I'll show that video 5 times a day, Stax. I will put it everywhere, including your record, including your domestic battery record, including your order of protection against women. See, Stax, you were in no position to come at me. You made the worst mistake that a human being can make today. You actually made a very bad mistake. Now, I got to talk to my family and keep them under control, Stax. I don't know if I could do that. One of it. Nothing has anything to do with him hurting someone else, I meant. I got to say, I owe some Lee Cole and MRE. You guys are the ones who I love both. And fuck the rest. And Callie G and I, we had our issues. But then one day he said, you know what, Lee, I've been watching your show. I like your show. And that's it. But Callie G's been through this. He knows how dirty this gets. And this gets dirty. It just gets really dirty. They just want to make me give up and walk away. And what's the worst thing that they could do to somebody? Call you a child molester. There's nothing worse than to do to that. Gunner is more decent than any of these people. Are you kidding me? Gunner did 13 years in state prison. He did a hard time. Never ratted. He had the opportunity to rat. And you know what they did? Here's what they did to Gunner. So everybody wanted to find out whether Gunner ratted. So they all went and got all his records from prison and stuff. And everybody looked, including the guys. They all looked to see if Gunner was a rat. And you know what happened? They couldn't find no evidence. They couldn't find no evidence that Gunner was a rat. So they had nothing to go after Gunner for. That's what these people are like. You know, if you're going to get involved in this, you are going to get your life torn apart. Okay, let's see. Doug Wolf. This guy's a scumbag, but I'll read his stuff anyway. Is Lee blowing hot air again, or will he actually? No, Lee's going to be calling the police. No. See, no, you say something that is as bad as that, and I got evidence that they did it. And then I'm also going to have evidence that someone either hacked my account or put false shit in there. Because it's very easy to check IP addresses. Very easy. That's why we have IPs. It says exactly where you're coming from, what company you're using. Now, we all are part. I live in a small town that has 2 small companies. So it would be very, very easy to see if my accounts went toward anything. But from what I understand, they didn't show child porn. They showed dressed little children because they know they couldn't show child porn because they'd get in trouble. And then you have this sick woman, Josie. Josie, you better change your name, sweetie. I got to say, okay, I'm sorry. Two mouths on here support rats, but say they are mob genre. Yeah, Scott, it's the truth. It's the truth. And I'm going to admit to you, I made mistakes when I first came on here. There's no doubt. The biggest mistake I made was getting involved with the Gaudis. Getting involved specifically with Angel Gotti. That was the biggest mistake. And now the repercussions are, let's take Lee out. That's it. That's what they want to do. They tried to dox me 3 weeks ago to make me go. It backfired on them. This is going to backfire on them too, because they don't know how persistent I am. What it is, yeah, for sure. All wear Bath Avenue shirts, and even Angel and others are all Jimmy Calandra. It's funny, but God forbid someone is friendly. Gene Barillo, John A. Light, and Sammy. And on top of that, Jimmy was involved with a woman being killed. But in Jimmy's words, here's Jimmy Calandra's words. It was an accidental murder. Isn't that like an oxymoron, an accidental murder? Murder means when you kill somebody deliberately, so it can't be an accident. Yes, they claim to not be rats, but they associate and talk to rats. That's it. Even the dude driving around in the car, Tony, Pizza Tony, I like him. The fact of the matter is he has a bad choice in friends. That's the biggest rat of all time, Sammy Gravano. Look at me. Sammy Gravano's talking about helping get people out of prison and stuff, people that he put in prison. I don't agree with every stance you take, but this was a pathetic, gross thing to do. Yes, it was Mustache Pete, but you know what? They think that something like this will make me go away. It doesn't make me go away. It just makes me angry and stronger. And what they don't understand is I have a certain amount of followers, and I appreciate every followers. But the followers I have been through a lot with me, and they've seen all the attacks. So I'm sure to them this is just another attack. Because that's what it is. It's just another attack. Do you think if I had anything to do with children or anything, I'd be here defending myself? I would shut down my channel and run and hide. That would be the most logical thing to do if any of that was true. And it's just like whether it's doxing or whatever. Like when they said, oh, Lee was involved with doxing. No. Or I'm involved with New Beginnings for the unemployed FBS. I don't even know that person. I know it's a wife, or a girlfriend, and her boyfriend. That's all I know. But they tell you that part. But everybody's convinced that they work for me. Fucking idiots. MR, yeah, well, let me tell you something. I liked what MRE, he took Gunsmoke's wrench away from him. I don't know if you've seen that. I thought that was kind of funny. Stick at it. It's catch up to. It's funny at times. It is funny, but you know what? It's not funny if you're on the receiving end. I literally received some of the dirtiest, nastiest calls, and then I had these fucking assholes saying to me, "Why don't you change your number? I have my number for all these years," and they're telling me to change my number because these scumbags doxed me. Black Staxx ratted out of his gang. There's a reason they don't exist anymore. That's not his real name. I knew that. Bill Staxx is the biggest sleazebag going. I know all about Bill Staxx. And you know what? I kept it under. I didn't want to really hit him hard. You know, him taking a beating, that's one thing. But he's going above and beyond now. So Staxx gets my full attention. That's what he's going to get from me, my absolute full attention. And Staxx, everybody's going to know about who you are and what you did. Everybody. And I challenge you to do that to me. Not these false charges of people being a child molester or liking children. Not like you. You're a domestic batterer that terrorized your wife. You terrorized that poor woman. There is a reason you have a full lifetime order of protection, dude. You know how hard it is to get one of those? Usually you got to go back every year for an order of protection. When people have order protections against their children, what's up with that? You are the sleaziest and the slimiest. And you were sitting there laughing, saying, show this, show this. And you thought I was going to run and hide? That's not happening, dude. And if it did happen, where I shut down my channel and said, fuck this, that would be the worst thing that ever happened to you. Because I wouldn't be on here. You wouldn't know where I am. Sure, I'm an older man and stuff like that. Doesn't mean shit. How old I am means nothing. What is it? I don't support rats in any way, but I'm consistent. I have my favorite rat. I simp for or worship like 90% of mobtube. Look at your name. I mean, you know, you could say what you want about Anthony Luciano Ramondi, but you can't say there's any evidence of him being a rat. He's just crazy. FBS goes on live 30 times a week. You know something? I go on live maybe once or twice a week. I find it exhausting. God bless him that he can go on twice a day, because I sure the hell couldn't do that. I wasn't even planning on coming on live today. But you know what's funny? I've been almost at 200 people now for an hour. You know, what they want to look and say, oh, these people think Lee's a child molester. They're not going to watch his show. But that's not going to happen. Let's not forget they are saying you have a pill. Yeah, they say I have a pill problem. Just take a look at me. Do I look like I have a pill problem? I'm the best drug addict in the world. Have I been on pain pills? Hell yeah. I had neck surgery. I couldn't walk last year. I was in a wheelchair. They told me I would never walk again. They gave me surgery on my neck and my spine, and I'm walking now. And I get around great. My doctor tells me to this day, he cannot believe how I get around now. You hear that, Staxx? I get around great now. I get around real good. Best friends with a rat, with Gotti, pick above his head. Nothing more pathetic than having a picture. And listen, fuck these guys. All you guys that want to come at me tonight, just do it. Because this has entered a whole new level. Look, Mall Cop Kevin, Pillhead Lee. But see, this is it. Do you have any evidence or proof? They don't have evidence or proof. Do I have proof that these other guys are drug addicts? Hell yeah. We know they're drug addicts. They brag about it. They brag about dealing crack on the street corners to make money. All three of your kids are from her, but all three of her kids are from you. Okay. Anthony Luciano, be courteous is not support, so I get that. However, I heard outright bragging of being friends with them from some in the same breath. They have rats confused. FBS has daddy issues. That's why he can't take care of his family like a man. That's why he was a crack dealer. That's why he used to set cars on fire. That's why John Gotti hangs over his desk. Oh, and by the way, I never wanted to say this. John Gotti Jr. did rat. He did have a 302. I try to keep that stuff quiet, but I'm not going to be keeping quiet on anything anymore. That is true. The man ratted. And he's doing a series called With Sex Mafia. You know what Sex Mafia is about? It's about gangsters that rat. Kind of ironic, ain't it? Callie G. FPS was in there. I fell asleep. In the beginning, this was great, but everybody turned hypocrite. Yeah, it was great. It was. You know what killed the mafia genre? Angel Gotti being in the rooms. That's what killed the mafia genre. Do you think John Gotti Sr. would be happy to see that his daughter's running around in these chat rooms? John Gotti wouldn't be. There's a lot of pain in New York City for my family. And honestly, New York is going down the drain. It's okay. Don't let them get to you. Please. I love you. I appreciate that. What it is, it ain't courteous. They all love JC and say they don't care, and then say how he's a changed guy and amazing, etc. All BS artists is yes. I'll give you a perfect example. I did a show today where I talked this morning. I did a show, and it was about John Panisi and Pasquale. They basically are both in trouble because they're rats, but because of their podcast that they were on, there's murder charges now that is probably going to be overturned because now they're saying one thing opposite of what they testified. So, in that video I did this morning. So if you want to find out about it, it's a short video. It's like 30 minutes, but it explains to you exactly what they did. And then yesterday you have Tom LaVecchia showing up on FBS's show, and FBS has been blasting Panisi. None of this makes sense. None of it. What song is playing in the background? FBS says this is very disturbing. That's lacking principle. He's intelligent enough to know where there's no proof. I'm not taking sides. Being a judge, of course he's gonna. Come on, he's behind this crap. Are you kidding me? He knows how to use these clowns. My poor told him he won't be able to beat up Sonny Money when he can't even win a fight armed with a weapon. Mall Cop Kevin, why was your comment deleted? You weren't being rude. You were just chatting. Starting fights and them men because his friends wouldn't jump in. What a softie. You wouldn't make it out here in California. When you pick a fight, make sure that you don't make a mistake and pick it with the wrong one. And it seems like Stax has a habit of picking fights with the wrong person. He's still doing it. Yep. The doctor got knocked the fuck out. I meant that you were just being courteous, but you don't support them. These other are bragging being friends, but they claim to hate rats. That's it. That's who they are. That's what everybody, so you're going to have an attack. You're going to have that clown. FBS is going to come at me because he's going to have his amount of people and he's going to get a lot of money from people giving him money tonight. Anytime he attacks me, he makes a lot of money. So he will do that tonight. But you know what? Every reaction, what do they say? Every action gets a reaction. That's basically it. Every action gets a reaction. How can you talk about Angel and call Lindblom on your show? That's crazy, Lee. You can hate me all you want. That's a fact. I don't hate you. You're entitled to say what you want. But I'm saying the truth. No, I don't hate you at all. As a matter of fact, I respect you. You're one of the few people I actually respect. Pay New Beginnings. I'm going to subscribe to your channel. Thank you. Good. Again, everybody should go to New Beginnings and subscribe to that channel. It's a great channel. They're not being conned. They're not being hustled. They know what's going on. Originally, I'm taken from the last incident when they were supposed to debate, agreed on a day, then MRE unilaterally decided to change a date. Yeah, exactly. But you know what? We thought we had it figured out and worked out between us, and then we didn't. So that's it. Lynn Bloom isn't related. You know what, Crime? I understand what you're saying, but there's one thing that you cannot prove, Crime, and I know you're very good at proving it. Is he a rat? No, he's not. Crime and organization, bold crime. Lynn Bloom has less proof of cooperating than Angel Gotti's brother, and that's fact. That's the truth. And you know what, Crime? You can say what you want, but you're not enough to know that Junior ratted. You know he ratted. Lee, you should be mad, but calm down and get a cup of Sanka. Sanka? Do they even have Sanka anymore? Thank you, Tom. Detroit mob was massive. They were. You know, I didn't know about the Detroit mob until I recently read up on them. I mean, let's remember they took out Jimmy Hoffa and got away with it. Well, I'm not going to answer this, but FBI will do anything for Super Chat, including, oh, he's happy tonight because now he has something to talk about with my name in it. But I have a big surprise to that. Okay. Yes, he was. And you're some chick from the... Okay. Hey, Mustache, I know you're his friend, but FBS is anything except smart. If you think he's smart, you need to reevaluate what you think smart is. Keep seeing the names you answer questions to. Everyone's a rat. Laugh out loud. You have to tell the cops to be rats. Everybody's not a rat. That's not true. You know, I was young. I remember when I was 20 years old, I could have ratted out 70 burglaries. But the state trooper sat me down and I didn't rat it out. And I very easily could have and gotten no charges on that. And it was in Westchester County. Bold crimes, his mother and entire family is in the mafia. Gunner's mother was a Toko. He's definitely related. Yes, he is. You know, people say he's not related to yes, he is. His mother was a Toko. It's that simple. His mother was a Toko. He's, and you keep hearing, oh, he was, I don't even know how he was related. It's not hard to figure out how he's related. He was related. That's like saying that, if John Gotti's wife has kids, it's the same thing. Anthony Ramondi, MRE lately has been staying out of the drama, not agreeing or disagreeing, but I think that you're saying have to do with the reasons why MRE is staying out of the drama. Here's the, you know what MRE knows? MRE knows this is all bullshit. That's what MRE knows. He knows what the trolls do. You know, I got to give him credit for that. And believe me and MRE, we went out quite a bit. But he stayed out of all this doxing shit, especially when they started accusing me of doxing. And now this child bullshit. Lee, I know that you don't like me very much, but I have to agree with you. The level of simping I constantly see in various mobtube related shows, chat rooms toward Angel Gotti is absolutely pathetic. And then she gets mad if you don't agree with her. How many people does she turn on when she doesn't like what they say? You know, happens all the time. Organization, but you can't show anything, hon. He has uncles, cousins, making up a large portion of family. He could 100% set up someone if he wanted to. Stax just showed that you're subscribed to kids channels on YouTube. It's a subscription list, Lee. Why are you ducking the charge? A light, you never came here with a nice thing to say. I've been explaining it. I don't give a shit what he showed because it's not true. You are denying 100% little kids are not on your subs. I'm not denying anything will be on my subs. Anybody can come in and do anything. I'm denying that I know anything about it. Is that good enough? Crime organization, bull crimes is common knowledge. Who is okay? We just read that. When they start playing dirty, that's when the glove off. Tony, you're absolutely right. My gloves are off. My gloves are off, and every time they come at me and hit me hard, I'm going to go back at them and hit them 10 times harder. I know shit on everybody here that they fucking cover up and don't even talk about. And I've been being nice and holding on to it. I never thought it was going to get to this level where it's going to have to be used. But it's obvious what's going to have to be done. You guys are idiots. Anyone who can subscribe to a channel, you can't control that entirety. And like I said, I let my daughter use my phone and she looks at channels. So what? And you know something? And Callie G, anything can be found out by where an IP address is located. Anybody that's stupid enough to pull up child porn, first of all, the first thing the FBI does is they laser in on you. That's the first thing the FBI does. So if you can go to a library and pull up something like that, they will laser in on you. And that's why people are getting caught all the time, even innocent people. Like that Birdman, the basketball player. Remember what happened to him? He got child. Remember what that poor man was innocent. You do realize to sub to a channel, you must log on to your account and physically click to sub to someone, right? Well, that tells me I got to change my damn password. That's what that tells me what it is. Have you ever, you don't think that some of these trolls can hack into your account? But here's what I can guarantee you what it is. Wherever anybody hacked into that, say someone went into one of those accounts, they will never find it off my IP. That's my local app. They will never find my IP on it. They'll find somebody else's IP, and that's going to be checked because we will get to the bottom of who did this. See, that's why you call in the police to investigate. And not only will I call the police, it's going to be the state police. And they're going to take it. You know why? The state police, first thing the state police is going to want to do is to make sure I'm legit and I'm telling them the truth. And I'm not worried about that because I am telling them the truth. Nobody came on my computer, on my IP address here where I live, or anywhere in the state of Texas. Well, let me rephrase that. In this area of Texas. That I can guarantee you. Stop it. Angel disagreed with something I said in the chat and was very courteous with her rebuttal. Well, you're one of the lucky ones. I'm hoping that it's all a hoax, or else I will hate you if it's Irish Gorilla. I'd want you to hate me if it was true. I would want you to despise me if it was true. Bold crimes, I don't even care that much, but I've heard that Scott Bernstein vouched for him, and he definitely know. I don't know what you're talking about there, my man. Lee, okay, what it is go to Lee's channel. He physically subscribed to the channel. Only for those who logged into their channel can subscribe. Facts. It's not a fact because I didn't do that. So it's obvious you're playing along with somebody, my man. FPS will eventually ruin his own channel, laughing at racial remarks, the drunken tirades by his minions. He is not the most intelligent. Okay, people, I just wanted to come on and talk to you. I've been on an hour. I have to do my thing now. And I might come back on, but this is not going to go unresolved. I can guarantee you that, and I'll keep everybody informed. But stuff like this is not going to be allowed. Okay, well, I'm going to leave right now, and I appreciate coming on and listening to me. What people believe I cannot change. It's me as a human being, knowing who I am. And to me, there's nothing more demented and twisted in this world than someone harming a child, or even looking at a child in any kind of sick way. Okay. Well, you people take care.